Humor aside, today's topic is on hold rooms. It's based on some excellent reporting from Logan Davis at the Colorado Times Reporter that a contact sent me yesterday. Thank you, Alice. ICE doesn't consider this facility a detention facility. They consider it a short-term holding facility. My attitude has consistently been that it's an illegal prison. At the time the lease started, in 2007, the regional director of ICE, Bruce Chadbourne, said, quote, "You will note that we have no kitchens and no dining rooms, and therefore we cannot keep people overnight or over the weekend." That, at the time, was reported by Wicked Local. Members of Congress who come here, including just on Tuesday when Representative Lori Trahan was here, referred to this distinction. She said, quote, "So this isn't a detention facility, right? This is an administrative ICE enforcement facility." I heard that, and it was not the first time I've heard something to that effect. On December 1st last year, when Seth Moulton was here, I heard a similar remark from a staffer of his that the law doesn't apply to this facility, but only to long-term detention facilities. He also said something really bizarre. He said when he'd been inside, they tried to order cots, but cots were against the rule for this facility. When Representative Ayanna Pressley was here on March 12th, she referred to a 72-hour period 3 times in her remarks. Quote, "No one should be here more than 72 hours, she said." I was confused as to where this 72-hour standard was coming from. Is 72 hours acceptable for people to spend in a room without a bed? No. Is 72 hours acceptable with the lights on 24 hours a day? No. The Colorado Times Recorder has cleared up my confusion. ICE operates a national network of 170 unofficial detention sites around the country called hold rooms. According to information they received via FOIA requests, they are located in warehouses, strip malls, office parks, and ICE substations. And the facilities are held to different standards than the agency's official detention facilities. They are not permitted to contain beds and are not required to contain toilets. Per ICE policy, the limit that a detained person can be kept in a hold room is 72 hours. In spite of that internal limit, federal data shows thousands of violations of that 72-hour rule, including many stays lasting weeks or even months. CTR received data on all 170 hold rooms for January through October of 2025 and found more than 140,000 people had been held in them during that period. CTR estimates that an additional 60,000 people have been held in these rooms since October. Hold rooms have been used by ICE since 2011. Their use has increased dramatically under the second Trump administration. Until June of 2025, ICE's internal policy had been that no one could be kept in a hold room for more than 12 hours. But they increased the limit to 72 hours shortly after Kristi Noem and Stephen Miller tripled their arrest quota to 3,000 people per day. During Biden's last 16 months in office, 281 detentions in hold rooms exceeded 72 hours. In the first 9.5 months of Trump's administration, there were 5,011. In essence, short-term holding facilities that ICE offices like this one have become unofficial, undisclosed, long-term detention facilities. Hold rooms exist in every U.S. state but West Virginia, as well as in each U.S. territory. 37 of the 170 hold rooms include a stay of longer than a month. The longest was a 292-day stay in the Newark, New Jersey hold room. 109 of 170 rooms have held a child. The most was 927 children held at the New York City facility, on the 9th floor of 26 Federal Plaza. At a hold room in Denver, they held the oldest person recorded, a 91-year-old man. The most violations of the 72-hour rule were at the Chrome hold room outside of Miami. They had 1,300 violations of the 72-hour rule. The Dallas hold room was the busiest. 13,361 people were detained there. Each hold room has a unique 7-letter code. The one here in Burlington is known as BOS hold, for Boston Hold Room. Statistics on the Boston Hold Room are as atrocious as you would expect. 3,237 people were detained January through October. 126 violations of the 72-hour hold limit were noted. 109 children were detained here, the youngest listed as 0. They detained a baby. 4 seniors were detained here, the oldest being 73. The longest stay was 1,855 hours. That's 77 days. Just 22% of the people detained here have criminal records. 78% do not. Just 6% were violent offenders. There are several other hold rooms in New England that I had never heard of before. There is one in Hartford, Connecticut. It has held 827 people, 58 children, including a 2-year-old. The longest stay there was given as 3,900 hours, or 164 days. Another one at the Scarborough, Maine office that I learned about in January. The longest stay there is just 10 hours, so it can be done. There is a hold room in Manchester, New Hampshire. That room has held 141 people with no violations of the 72-hour rule. The Warwick, Rhode Island hold room has held 367 people, 18 of them children, the youngest 3 years old. And that one has a long stay of 8 days. And there's a hold room in St. Albans, Vermont that has held 82 people with 7 violations of the 72-hour rule and a long stay of 7 days. Now we have a better understanding of why our members of Congress emerged from this facility, noting that it is not a detention facility, it's a hold room. Do we care what it's called? No. Does the Constitution apply to hold rooms? Yes. Do you think the 72-hour rule itself is a violation of the 8th Amendment against cruel and unusual punishments? Yes. Do you think a child should ever be held here in Burlington or any other hold room? No. Do you think a pregnant woman should ever be held in Burlington or any other hold room? No. I'm going to be very busy for the next couple of days, but I promise you, I'm going to put together some call scripts, and I need to urge you all to call your representatives. We don't care what it's called. We care about the Constitution, and we care about the rights of everybody here in the United States, and 72 hours is far too long to spend in that facility. Yeah. As always, I thank you guys for listening.